Hi guys, welcome to another tutorial on my channel. In this video, I'm going to show you how to Hi guys, welcome to another tutorial on my channel. In this video, I'm going to give you an explanation of the timeline in Filmora 11. Okay, so I got a request from one of my friends on Facebook asking me to explain about Filmora timelines, everything about the timeline, about the video track, audio track, and how to control the track, lock the track, and hide the track, and also all the button on the timeline that he can use to make video. And I think it is very interesting to show you only about the timeline, because normally with a full tutorial video there are so many things. So I think it is very interesting to show you only about the timeline when editing video, because with a full tutorial of Filmora 11 there are so many information and so many things that you have to learn. So so this video is only about the timeline in Filmora 11. Let's go. Alright, so this is my Filmora 11 timeline, and you know that I'm currently using the latest version of the software. It is Filmora 11.6.6, and if you want to upgrade to this latest version, you have to reinstall the software or check for updates right inside the software. Okay, I will put the link to download the software at the description, and also my 20% discount coupon code to save your money. And talking about the code, it is a lifetime license of Filmora 11, but you have to follow the instruction in my post on jackiedeals.com. When you are at JackieDeals, you need to copy the code and then click the buy now button, and then you go to the checkout page and paste the code to get the discount. Do not copy the code and go to filmora.wondershare.com and click the buy now and then paste the code there. It will be invalid on that website. Okay, so just a different checkout page of Wondershare. Remember to do that. Okay, let's go back here. Okay, so down here you have the timeline. So this is a multiple track timeline, meaning that you can add as many tracks as possible. For example, if you want to add one more track, video or audio, you want to click this button. This is the timeline manager. Okay, you want to add one more video track, you want to click here at this button, and you want to add one audio track, you want to click here. And you can also delete all the empty track on the timeline also. Just select here and then select delete empty tracks. Okay, it will delete all the empty track. Added to that, you can also adjust the track height also. For example, you want to adjust the track height to make it a little bit bigger or smaller, you want to click this one, the track manager, and then you want to adjust the track height to small, normal, or big. So it's easy, right? And you can also lock all the track on the timeline, so everything is fixed and nothing is moving. Okay, just click this button to lock everything. So this is the timeline. This is a commercial project that I'm currently doing for my clients. So let's preview it. But I will mute the audio because this is the audio from Facebook, and maybe I will get a copyright strike if I upload or I turn it on YouTube. Okay, so this is a track manager, and being mentioned that right at the beginning of the timeline you have the beginning of the track, so you have some button. For example, this is the icon showing that the track is a video or an audio. This one is the video. It will say video 1, video 2, and this is the audio. Audio 1, audio 2, audio 3, etc. Okay, and you have the lock button. If you want to unlock a track or the timeline, you can just click this button to unlock it, and now you can move it around the timeline. Okay, and with this button you can hide this track and everything on that track also. And if you hide this track, and when you export the video, it will not be included in the exported video. Okay, for example, if you don't want to export your video track here, you can just hide it and it becomes just a blank screen, nothing more. And when you export, this video will not be included in your exported video. Okay, so just turn it on, and here at the video track you have another option to turn off the audio also. If you have audio in your video, you can just click this button to mute everything on this track, And you can do the same for the audio track here also. Just mute the audio. Okay, mute and unmute. So that is about the track and how to control the track, how to add more track, and how to delete empty track on the timeline. Alright, so let's talk about all the button here. Okay, just okay, so I will unlock this track. For example, if you select anything on the timeline, for example, I can select this video, you will see all the button right here. Okay, so this is the toolbar of the timeline. You want to control all the button here, or rearrange the button or stuff like that, add the button or remove a button here, you can click this button. So this is a custom toolbar. So quick is the toolbar manager also. You want to click here, and now you have many buttons here. If you want to use any button, all you need to do is to click at the button and then drag it here on the timeline at this position, any position on the timeline. Okay, for example, I can just put the quick text option right here, and finally we can click save to save the change, or you want to reset it to the default arrangement. Okay, now I'm going to click save. So talking about all this button, this is the first button, the custom toolbar button, and the next one is the undo button. When you cut something or add title or do anything, you want to undo that action, you want to click this button. Okay, for example, I can cut here, split the video right here, and now I want to just unsplit it. I want to click this button, undo. That's easy, right? So it just removed the split right here. And the next button is the redo button. So it is vice versa with the undo button. If you want to redo something, you want to click this button. Just click here and it will add the title. So just a redo action. So this is the next button here in Filmora. And the next one is the delete button. You want to delete something, all you need to do is to select it on the timeline, and then you can click this button to delete it. Easy, right? And the next button is the razor button or quick split mode button. You want to quickly cut your video into multiple sections. You want to click this button to get the razor tool like this, and then you can go along the video, or you can go through the video and split at the position, any position you want. Okay, and if you want to go back to normal selection option, you want to press V on your keyboard. And now if you want to go to this quick split mode without clicking this button, you can press C on your keyboard. Okay, and it is C, and I can cut my video into different section. Alright, let's go back to V. And we have another option for splitting the video, which is the scissors button. Here, if you select this button, you will split the video, split the selected video or audio or anything on the timeline that you select. For example, I can select this video, and now I can click this button to split it. Or we have another button here. This is similar button, scissor button. Okay, just click here to split the video. Right, it is easy, right? Alright, and the next button is the option to convert your voiceover to text. For example, I just recorded a new voiceover here just to show you an example. You want to select the voiceover or the audio track or the timeline, and then you want to click this button to convert it to text. For example, I can click here, and now I can select a language, for example this one, and selection here, clip selection, and then I can click OK, and it will convert this voiceover to text on the timeline. And this is a new feature in Filmora 11, and I think it is very interesting to make a subtitle or stuff like that. Okay, and let's close this window. And now we can play. For example, I can mute the audio here and just skip the voiceover. Okay, and we need to render the timeline also, because this is 4K video, so it is a little bit heavy for my computer. Okay, so here's the result. Hello, and this is my example audio just to show you how to use. Easy, right? So it convert my voiceover to text here on the screen. It is very simple to create a subtitle now with this feature in Filmora 11. Okay, and vice versa, you have another button to convert text to voiceover. If you select the text on the timeline here, and then you want to click this button, it will convert this text to voiceover. Okay, just click here, and then you want to select the language also, and then select a voice here. For example, I can select Bob, and now if I click OK, it will transcribe my text to voiceover. Just click OK, and scanning and uploading, and then it is transcripting. Okay, complete, and then we can close it. And here we have some voice here. This is the result, and let's mute this one.
Hello, and it is my example audio, just to show you how to use the voice to text feature in figure 11.
Okay, so it is not correct here in figure 11, not Filmora 11, right? And that is the next button. Alright, and the next button on the timeline is the motion tracking button, which is a feature to help you track a moving object in your video. For example, here we have a suitcase and this logo is moving, and now we want to track this logo. We can just click here, select the video, and then we can click this motion tracking option. Just click here, and then we want to adjust the tracking point here. Okay, for example, I have a tracking point here. I'm going to track this logo, and now I can click here to start tracking.
11.
And then I want to add a text here. Okay, let's click OK, and now let's click OK again, and now I want to add a text to the screen, so to say about this logo. Okay, all I need to do is to click here at the quick text button. Okay, this is a quick text button, and then we want to change the text to this is a logo. For example, then I can move this text to here, and now we need to activate the motion tracking. Let's click OK and select the track video again. Just double click, and then we can click this menu and select basic one, and now we can play the video to see the motion tracking. Okay,
figure 11.
You see that when the logo is spinning, this text just follow the logo. Easy, right? So that is the next button on the timeline with motion tracking. Let's go to the next button. When I select the video here on the timeline, the next button is the crop button. If you want to crop your video or image, you can use this button, and you can also create a zoom and pan effect with this button also. For example, here on the timeline, I can select my video, this video, and now I can click this button, crop. Okay, to crop to the logo only. For example, just select crop, and you will have a new window. And this is the new window. The first thing, you want to select the aspect ratio, and now you want to adjust the crop area, okay, to this logo, for example. And then I can click OK, and now it will crop to this area on the timeline. Okay, and let's click OK. So here's the video. It is cropped to this one. Very easy, right? By the way, I'm going to undo it. And if you want to create pan and zoom effect, you can do the same. Just select the video, and then you want to select the crop button, and now you want to click here, pan and zoom. Okay, and then you can select a pan and zoom preset right here to create a pan and zoom effect for your video. Okay, like this, and remember to select the aspect ratio right here also. Okay, and then we can play. So this is pan and zoom effect. Okay, I'm going to click cancel. Okay, so that is the crop button in Filmora. And the next button is the auto synchronization option, which is very useful if you have two audio sources and you want to synchronize them with Filmora 11, and it is possible now. By the way, I already published a detailed tutorial on how to synchronize your audio with Filmora 11. So I will put it right here at the right corner of the video. Okay, and let's go to the next option. Just select the video is the speed option. So in Filmora 11, you have two speed options. The first one is uniform speed, and the second one is keyframing speed. For example, you can select the video, and then you want to select this button, speed button. And now you have two options. The first one is uniform speed, which is the normal speed option in Filmora 9, Filmora 10, and Filmora 11. And now in Filmora 11, you have the speed ramping option, which is very useful if you want to control the speed, speed it up and slow it down, but the speed will increase slowly and reduce slowly. It is the speed ramping. We can just click here, and we have some speed ramping option here, and we can also customize the speed ramp option also. For example, I can quickly select this one, hero moment, and this is the normal speed, and it is fast speed, and slow and fast, and go to here is normal. Okay, so this is a speed ramp option, and it is very interesting in Filmora 11. If you want to learn more about this one, also check out the tutorial right here or in the description. I will put some useful tutorial in the description for you to double check. Okay, and let's click OK. So that is about the speed. And the next option is the green screen option or chroma key button. Okay, for example, we need a green screen. Okay, so this is a green screen video, and I want to put it right here. Okay, so it has green screen, and if we want to remove this green background, all we need to do is to select the video here on the timeline, and then we can click this button, chroma key button. Okay, just click here, it will remove the green screen, and select this color picker to select the green. Okay, and now we have a subscribe button without green background. Okay, very nice, right? And the next button is the option to color grading your video. We use a advanced color tools. So you want to select the video first here on the timeline, select the video, and then if you want to do color correction or color grading, you want to select this option. And now you can select color correction. Just select it, and it will open a new window for you to adjust the color of the video. Color. And you want to go to adjust, and then you want to adjust the color of the video. For example, I can use this curve to adjust the brightness, and then now I can adjust the saturation of the video and vibrance, and also brightness, exposure, stuff like that. So that is the color option. If you want to use the color correction tools or color grading tool in Filmora 11, you want to use that option. Okay, so let's reset all and go back to here, and this is a color option. And the next button is the keyframing option. If you want to add keyframe to your video image, you want to use this option, keyframe. Okay, for example, I have a video here. This video, for example, if I want to scale it up or reduce the opacity, all I need to do is to click this button, keyframing, and now it will add one keyframe to the video. And I want to go to here, and then I can scale it up like this, and also reduce the opacity if I want. So it will create two keyframes. So that is the keyframing option, and I think it is one of the most interesting features in Filmora 11 until now, keyframing. Okay, and let's click OK. And the next button is the silent detection option in Filmora 11. I think it is very interesting. For example, if you have a long video clip on the timeline and you have a talking head video like this, and sometimes you don't speak or there is silence in your video, you can automatically remove that silence with Filmora 11. Okay, and the next button is the slide edit button. So this one is useful when you want to replace a video on the timeline. For example, here I have a video clip here. If I want to replace this video clip with another one, all I need to do is to press and hold my Alt key on my keyboard, and then I can click, and then I want to drag and drop it right here. Just remove it to the clip that I want to replace, and then release my mouse. And now I have an option to go to this clip, and then select the portion of the clip that I want to replace. Okay, just click here, slide edit, and now I can select a portion of this clip and just click replace to replace the clip on the timeline. So hopefully it makes sense to you. So that is the slide edit button. And the next button is the property button. So if you want to see the property of the video or image on the timeline, all you need to do is to click this button, edit. It will show the property of the object on the timeline. Okay, and the next button is the quick text button. This is an option for you to add text to your video quickly. For example, if I put my playhead here on the timeline and I want to add text to this position, all I need to do is to click this one, the quick text button. It is very simple now. You will add the title box here, and then I can double click at the title box, and then I can change it to my name, for example. So this is the text on your video. So this is a quick option in Filmora 11.6.6, the latest version. Okay, and let's click OK. Alright, so that is for the left side of the timeline, and we also have some more button on the right side of the timeline also. For example, you have the first button is the render preview button. Sometimes when you add text or effect or some special thing or change the video speed, your timeline will become red like this, and when you play it or you preview it, it will be choppy, and it is the time you want to hit the render button. So this is a render button. It will turn the timeline to green like this, and then you can play the video smoothly. Okay, nice, right? So that is the first button on the right side, and the next one is the marker button. If you want to add marker to the timeline, for example, you want to move the playhead, and then you want to click this button to add a marker. And you can also add a marker to any object on the timeline also. If you select them, for example, I can select this title, and then I can add a marker right here. And if you double click at the marker, you can add a color and add your comments. For example, this is common, and you can change the color of the marker also. Just click here and then click OK, and now the color of the marker will be changed. Okay, and the next one is the recording voiceover option. If you want to record your voiceover with Filmora 11, you can click this button. Just turn on the voiceover recording, and now you can select the device and your microphone, and then you can click this button to start recording your voiceover. Okay, so I'm going to click OK, and the next one is the audio mixer. So this audio mixer is very useful, because if you want to control the audio of the video track or audio track on the timeline, you want to go to this audio mixer. For example, I can mute the audio of the video track here, and this track also, and then I can click OK, and now I can mute the audio of the track here without adjusting the audio level right here. So this is the audio mixer button. And the next one is the enable timeline snapping. If you right click here on the timeline, you will see this option, enable timeline snapping, and now you can turn it on and off with this button. This is the snapping. For example, I can split this title, and I can move it around, and you see the vertical green line here. That is the snapping. Okay, and the next one is to view everything on the timeline. So if you have a long timeline like this, for example, I can zoom in the timeline, and you cannot see everything on the timeline. You want to click this button to view everything on the timeline. Just click here, and it will fit everything on the timeline so that you can see any part on the timeline, or you want to adjust the part. Okay, and the next button is the zoom in and zoom out timeline button. If you want to zoom in, you want to click this button, and if you want to zoom out, you want to click this button. Very easy, right? And the next one, it is not a button, but it is an icon. This is the audio meter. If you want to show the audio meter, you want to click this button. It will show the audio meter here on the right side of the timeline. Okay, and when you play, you will see the audio level better. Alright, so that is all the button on the timeline in Filmora 11. I hope this video is helpful for you, and if you have any more questions, just let me know in the comment section below. And thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Goodbye.